Hey curious minds, and welcome back to Envision Epitome. Today we have an exciting topic where we dive into a pressing issue that has garnered significant attention: why the UK is falling behind the EU and US. In a world guided by rapid technological advances, economic rivals, and international relations, it's important to understand the factors behind the UK's current position. Join us as we explore the intricate web of economic and environmental aspects that contribute to this pressing topic. We aim to shed light on the reasons that have led to this complex scenario. So, buckle up as we embark on a journey of analysis and exploration, uncovering the reasons behind the UK's comparative decline against the backdrop of the EU and the US. How international comparisons work. The first step is to understand the importance of international comparison and their work. It's vital to point out that international comparisons can be informative and tricky, as individuals can use it sometimes by misleading reports to align information with their objectives. International comparisons in economics involve analyzing and contrasting various economic indicators, statistics, and trends across different countries or regions. These comparisons provide insights into the economic stability, living conditions, and policies of different economies. For example, claiming that some US states are doing better than the UK is based on GDP per capita. Likewise, declaring that Poland will overtake the UK economically is based on household income adjusted for purchasing power. Both arguments are based on different metrics, and neither properly measures the accumulation of wealth. This means we can't take both the above arguments as facts, but it can be positively pointed out that the UK does bad on both accounts. Economic factors and trade relationships. Let's move on to trade and economic factors. The decision of the United Kingdom to exit the European Union, commonly referred to as Brexit, marked a monumental shift in its trade relationships and economic landscape. The UK's exit from the European Union marks a shift in trade relationships that had been established over decades. This means that the UK had access to the European Union's single market and customs union, which allowed seamless trade and movement of goods across member states. After Brexit, the UK lost its membership in the single market and customs union. To establish sovereignty over its trade policies, the UK initiated new pacts with the European Union, called the Trade and Cooperation Agreement. The impact of this agreement came with good and bad news, as it ensured tariff-free and quota-free trade for most goods. But non-tariff barriers soon surfaced, which led to delays and increased costs at borders. It's critical to emphasize that the UK faced difficulties navigating trade agreements on its own. It took a lot of work to manage complicated problems like market access, regulatory alignment, and standards because there were no existing frameworks in place. Additionally, a power imbalance resulted from the UK's relatively lower bargaining power compared to stronger economies like the USA. As the UK charts its course in the global trade arena, learning from these impacts and challenges holds key value in shaping its economic trajectory. How poor is the UK? In a nutshell, things don't look too good for the UK economy. The substantial distinction between the United Kingdom's GDP and that of the United States serves as a revealing indicator. This can shed light on a key underlying issue: the UK's modest productivity growth. The difference demonstrates the essential significance that productivity plays in determining an economy's overall performance. The UK's relatively low growth in productivity has ramifications that go beyond simple numerical comparisons, providing data on the country's economic health and competitiveness. Addressing this issue is critical for the UK to close the shortage and promote an improved and sustainable economic direction. While international comparisons should be taken with a pinch of salt, their analysis does overall paint a grim picture of the UK economy. To provide background, productivity is a measure of economic production achieved in a single hour of employment, and it is arguably the most important metric in economics. The significance stems from the fact that, in the absence of higher productivity, a country's gross domestic product, GDP, can only grow through increased labor hours or population growth. This highlights the crucial role that productivity plays not only in boosting economic growth, but also in formulating plans for long-term progress. Energy costs. Energy costs have soared around the globe, but have impacted the UK perhaps the most. The global energy price increase is credited to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. However, its repercussions differ across nations. According to Mr. Emerson, the United States possesses its own reservoirs of fossil fuels, and certain European countries have been successful in transitioning with substantial alternative energy sources. For instance, France boasts an extensive nuclear web, while Norway has established notable hydropower capacities. But alas, UK stands alone in this crisis, with no solution present to counter the price surge. Moreover, it is worth noting here that the UK prices electricity based on the cost of gas, which is the most expensive form of electricity generation. This has increased electricity bills around the country higher than in the European Union and pushed inflation to new heights. Workforce shortage. Workforce shortages emerged as a prevailing issue across numerous economies in the aftermath of the pandemic. However, the UK stands out as an exception, grappling with a distinct challenge as its workforce failed to rebound following the emergency. While many economies experienced a squeeze in their labor pool during the pandemic, the UK's struggle to restore its workforce to pre-crisis levels highlights a unique aspect of the post-pandemic recovery landscape. This has influenced the UK economy as young people choose to study while the elders retire. Environmental initiatives and sustainability. Within the realm of environmental initiatives and sustainability, it's understood that they influence economic repercussions for the better or worse. A detailed look at environmental regulations and sustainability across the UK European Union and US reveals the unique strategies each entity has taken to tackle urgent ecological challenges. While the United Kingdom has built significant regulations aimed at reducing emissions and increasing the use of renewable energy, the European Union operates within a coordinated framework that combines regional efforts to achieve ambitious climate targets. In contrast, the United States presents a landscape shaped by federal laws in terms of environmental restrictions. This variety shows the delicate balance that must be struck between resolving environmental concerns and commercial interests. In conclusion, while the UK's lag in certain aspects of environmental initiatives is evident, it's crucial to recognize that sustainability efforts are mediocre and face diverse challenges. Addressing these challenges will require a combined effort from governments, industries, and the people, which could lead to a sustainable future. Infrastructure and digital connectivity. The impact of digital connectivity on economic growth and competitiveness is substantial. Nations endowed with advanced connectivity often become magnets for technology investments, cultivate entrepreneurial ecosystems, and leverage data-driven insights, ultimately securing a prominent competitive advantage on the international stage. The UK's lag in digital infrastructure can be attributed to a combination of factors. Despite considerable progress, challenges such as disparities in rural connectivity and digital literacy persist. One key issue is the UK was late at giving digital infrastructure its due importance. It focused on traditional sectors, which took away resources. Additionally, Brexit-related uncertainties and shifts in policy might have impacted the pace of infrastructure development. While the UK has made advancements, addressing challenges and improving digital growth remains critical. Innovation and research funding. Let's discuss innovation and how it affects the nascent economy. As the engine that drives economies forward, innovation is a pioneer in the design of economic growth. They are able to adapt, develop, and maintain their competitiveness in a world that is constantly changing. An economy's ability to harness and incorporate cutting-edge technologies into its sectors, services, and infrastructure determines its level of competitive advantage. Conclusion? And there you have it, the top reasons why the UK is falling behind its competitors. The elements that have led to this situation can be understood as a complex interplay of economic, political, and societal factors. The UK's decision to exit the European Union, commonly referred to as Brexit, has undeniably introduced uncertainty and disruptions to its trade relationships, investment landscape, and resource allocation. This has led to significant losses for businesses and industries, potentially impeding growth and innovation. But all is not lost, as the UK economy has the potential to recover and regain its strength. Economic recoveries are common after periods of challenges or downturns, and the UK has shown resilience in the past. Time will tell us what's to come, but we hope this video has given you important insights on the issue. We appreciate your company on this exploration into the reasons behind the UK's lag behind the US and European Union. If you found this discussion engaging, kindly show your support by liking the content, sharing it with your peers, and subscribing to our channel for further videos. Stay connected for for upcoming captivating stories.